Well, in Leavenworth, Kansas, police are investigating the death of a 3-year-old. It happened at the Woodland Village Apartments that's near Wilson Avenue and Limit Street. Police say the death is suspicious. We know no arrests have been made, but of course, we'll stay on top of this developing. Tonight, a toddler in Leavenworth is dead. His family, as you can imagine, is heartbroken. Thank you for joining us.
Police say the boy's death is suspicious and spoke with the boy's mother at a vigil and is getting answers about his death.
Yeah, police in Leavenworth say the cause of the boy's death is not readily apparent. They say the autopsy will determine the cause of death. Someone called 911 at 4:28 yesterday morning saying the boy wasn't breathing. When officers arrived, there was nothing they could do.
Loved ones say 3-year-old EJ was full of life. He loved Spider-Man, biking, and Nerf gun battles.
He was a very special kid. He loved family. He loved to be around his peers. He loved to be outside.
Charles Rogers is EJ's uncle. He and other loved ones gather to remember the boy they will never forget. Some decorate balloons. They send well wishes. Some write on the window for all the neighborhood to see.
He put a very big impact on my heart and my life and showed me what it's like to be somebody.
Police were called early Wednesday to the Woodland Village apartment complex near 2900 Martin Luther King Drive. Officers say the boy died without any visible trauma. They aren't looking for any suspects, but say the death is suspicious.
He's one of the funniest kids you would know.
The stepfather says the night EJ died, he was staying at the neighbor's house. The family believes EJ woke up during the night, found a substance within reach, and possibly put it in his mouth. When the stepfather found him, he says he did CPR, but it was too late.
I'm just going to miss his handsome smile and his humble spirit and his resilience.
In Leavenworth.
While our crew was covering the vigil tonight, the next door neighbor arrived and some adults started throwing him to the ground and kicking him. The police were called and he was taken to the hospital.
Very, very, very sad. And next up.
Reporting live from the Via del Sol apartments near the intersection of Flamingo and Eastern. Just a heartbreaking story coming out of here this morning. Officials with Metro Police telling us that a toddler was stabbed several times and killed by her babysitter. Let's go ahead and take some video from the scene this morning. It happened around 3:30 a.m. at this apartment complex, and the 3-year-old's father was actually the one who called police to report what had happened. He told dispatchers his baby had been stabbed by their babysitter and she had fled on foot. This morning, neighbors in the area have been reacting to this news, some of them hearing of what had happened for the very first time, and others telling me they simply cannot wrap their head around why or how something like this could happen.
A sad thing to hear when you put your trust into somebody that's really taking care of, who you really love. And this is like really a peaceful community. First time I ever hear this happening. So it's a big tragedy and very sad.
And that toddler was taken to a local hospital where she was pronounced dead. The suspect was located by police shortly after this happened and taken into custody. And police do believe that the suspect may have been living at this apartment complex as well. Reporting live in Las Vegas.
Just shocking. I can't believe that.
Unfortunately, we start tonight with a horrific crime. A 3-year-old girl stabbed to death, and police say the babysitter trusted to care for her is the person who killed her.
The incident happened in a Central Valley apartment complex around 3:30 this morning. But now, News 3 learning that this is not the first time that officers say they've responded to the unit.
Metro Police first identifying the suspect in this case as Marquita Phillips. And yes, I've been told that officers have responded to this unit recently. I am told through a law enforcement source that they were recently out here to place Marquita Phillips in a mental health crisis hold. That is called a legal 2000. That is when a person is taken to a hospital for an involuntary 72-hour hold where they are evaluated. Now, we were out here for several hours today watching the investigation. Metro Police say that they are working to determine the relationship between Phillips and the girl's father, but say it appears Phillips did live in the unit. Meanwhile, neighbors say seeing this is absolutely heartbreaking.
It's chilling. It's really chilling.
Pretty surprised. I don't know what to say.
An unnerving scene for neighbors. Crime scene tape up as Metro Police investigate the murder of a 3-year-old girl at the Villa del Sol apartment homes.
It really hurts my heart for that family. That's so sad.
Metro Police say a babysitter stabbed the young girl several times inside a unit while the child's father was at work. When he returned home, the babysitter ran away and he called 911 for help around 3:30 in the morning, according to investigators.
Officers began immediate canvass of the area, and fortunately we were able to locate the babysitter, who was taken into custody without incident.
The 3-year-old taken to a hospital where she died.
She is just so darn cute and adorable.
One neighbor did not want to show her face on camera, but knows of the family.
And it's just heartbreaking because it's close to home. I live here. I've seen her. The father, he was an amazing man. Like, he's so nice, family oriented, loved his daughter, proud father, always bragging about his daughter.
Police investigating the circumstances around the attack. One neighbor who lives diagonally from the unit on the second floor tells me her mother heard noise.
I had the TV on, but my mom said at 3 a.m. she heard a little commotion.
And your mom was awake?
She was asleep, but she was woken up, yes.
When she heard that commotion, was she concerned?
She was concerned, but she didn't want to open the door.
Now, she and others question what causes someone entrusted with care to instead kill a child.
This is scary. You never know what the person might snap.
Is she some kind of mental illness or something, or just evil?
Now, Phillips is booked currently in the Clark County Detention Center. Court records show us that she is scheduled to appear for her first appearance in front of a judge tomorrow morning.
All right, Kristen, such a very sad situation that's really touching the hearts of so many tonight. Thank you so much. Well, court records show that Phillips was arrested in 2021. She was charged with engaging in lewd, dissolute conduct in a public place, a misdemeanor. The court issued a warning and that case was dismissed.
41-year-old Marquetta Phillips is facing a charge of open murder. We also learned the name of the child. Clark County coroner identified her as Journey Ross. Police say her father found her with stab wounds when he got home from work and called police. Journey was taken to a hospital where she later died. We spoke to her mother outside of court today, and she's understandably devastated.
I have to sit here and explain how a woman I didn't even know took my baby from me. I didn't even know her, and she took my baby.
She been staying with me for a year, you know. She watched during numerous times and stuff, but I guess I didn't know she was a crazy case, you know. Like, I knew she had a couple episodes, but nothing on a severe like that, you know.
So that's Jeremy Ross. That's the father of the 3-year-old girl named Journey, talking about the woman he lived with for a year who is now accused of murdering his daughter. Phillips was found near the scene and taken into custody. A judge is ordered to stay behind bars without bail.
I'm sorry, so I should never ever had her around.
Jeremy Ross apologizing to Fallon Whitson for exposing their 3-year-old daughter Journey, who they shared custody of.
She was on the spectrum, so she was nonverbal, but she communicated through music and she communicated through sign language.
To a woman who police say ended her life.
Why is this world so evil? She took my baby.
41-year-old Marquetta Phillips charged with the little girl's murder. Ross says he and Phillips were in a romantic relationship on and off for the past year, a relationship he failed to disclose to Fallon.
I can't see her grow up into the woman I knew she was going to be because of a woman I didn't even know.
She been staying with me for a year, you know. She watched during numerous times and stuff, but I guess I didn't know she was a crazy case.
On Wednesday, he left Journey in Phillips' care at the apartment because he had to work.
I'll say, okay, here's the milk. The food is right here. Everything, no arguments, no nothing, you know. Everything was good.
But when he got home at 3:30, he walked into a nightmare.
I see some knives around here and stuff, you know. So I see blood on the knives. I'm like, why is some blood on my... So I instantly run, checking my baby girl.
Metro released this arrest report detailing the crime scene. Detectives located multiple kitchen knives and a pair of scissors. 3 sheets of paper with notes in red marker were on the floor with the words, "See what happens when you blank with people's lives? Now we both have nothing." Written on a wall in the bedroom in blood, the words, "Everybody that played me is cursed." Ross called police, but there was nothing more he could do for their daughter, who had been stabbed multiple times. The gruesome scene replaying over and over again in his mind.
She was defenseless. She didn't deserve none of this. I wake up, I look for my baby. I'm still looking for my baby.
And that concludes tonight's episode of Prime Crime Network. What do you think about our first story? Do you think that the neighbor who was babysitting the boy, should he go to jail for negligence? Did he deserve to get beat down and sent to the hospital for accidental death? And this second story, should this father be responsible for his baby girl's death? Did he not know that this woman, not this one, she's the mother, but this woman, did she not show signs of mental illness? Should she be in a mental ward or should she go to prison the rest of her day? What's your thoughts on it? And that concludes tonight's episode of Prime Crime Network. I'm your host, Gracious Marlowe. Until next time. Thank you for watching Prime Crime Network, your source for urban and suburban and around the world news. Hit the subscribe, like, and the notification bell